Well, last month we heard from someone whose Instagram account was flagged and disabled by AI. A Manitoba photographer, Lynette Giesbrecht, lost over 5,000 followers and 10 years of portfolio work after Meta, Instagram and Facebook's parent company, stated that her account violated community guidelines. However, after weeks of calls and emails, her account was recently reinstated. Well, the same thing is happening to a vice principal in the Winnipeg School Division. Laura Thomas, who is also the president of the Fort Garry North Hockey Association, had all of her accounts disabled by Meta. But in this case, she says they cited child exploitation as the violation. Both of her accounts, one for the Hockey Association and another for personal use, have been disabled for the last 3 weeks. And while she can't think of any reason why her accounts would be flagged, Thomas has lost access to years of family photos and memories stored on the app. Laura joins us over Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, child exploitation is a big accusation. How did you feel when you got that message from Meta?
Yeah, it was my heart just kind of sunk immediately. It kind of went to there's an obvious error here. And, in some explorations that we have since done, this does happen in error. And obviously, that's what's happened here. So we just kind of got into action mode and thought, what can we do to fix this?
So, what did your accounts look like previous to this happening?
Yeah, my accounts, my personal account was very much a family account. So it had pictures of my kids with all of their sports and their achievements and all of our family holidays. In 2020, I kind of took to being a little bit more of a content creator because I had a bit more time. So definitely there's some reels thrown in. And, there's pictures of my grandparents and nieces and nephews and just good family times. The Fort Garry North Hockey Association account was filled with city championship posts, information about tournaments and registration, and that's kind of how we communicated with our hockey association and beyond.
So really nothing out of the ordinary. It sounds like an average Instagram account.
Yeah.
Take us through. So you get the message from Meta. What happens next?
Yeah, I got an email from Meta and saying that I had violated these community standards. And it was late at night, and we just kind of thought, we'll deal with this in the morning. And by the time that the morning came, I couldn't access any of my accounts. So I actually have a classroom account from when I was a teacher. And I kind of went on there and a few people reached out to a few people and they walked me through kind of next steps, what needed to happen.
What did those next steps look like?
So I had to become Meta verified on my Oh This Classroom Glows account. And from there, you can access Meta support pretty quickly. And so we were able to get a hold of a Meta agent that next day. But that kind of led to a few emails and nothing really happened. A case and file was opened, and then kind of followed up when we got home. We were at the lake, and when I got home about a week later, followed up with them again, spoke to another agent. So now it just looks like there's a file open, but there's been no real action to have it back instated yet.
And I want to clarify, when it comes to getting verified or Meta verified, that's the blue check mark, correct?
That's the blue check
And
mark.
do you pay for that?
You do. So, maybe if you have a million followers, you don't need to pay for it. I'm not sure, but it is, I think it's $20 a month. So we're paying for that right now on my classroom account. And that seems to be, from what I've heard from people that have gone through this, and I've spoken to probably about 5 people that have gone through this as well, that seems to be the best way to get action from Meta.
So we spoke to a local photographer whose business page was flagged by Meta in a very similar situation, and she had wondered if it was flagged by AI. And doing some digging, it does look like Meta does use AI to flag and take down content that does go against their community guidelines. Is this something that you've been looking into or have heard about from Meta?
Yeah, so recently my husband and I have done, some reading about this, and again, just in talking to people, and yeah, it does look like there is a number of, AI uh, things that Instagram use as well as human, but that's where there could be the error that happens. And in speaking to the agents as well, they definitely speak to that these errors do happen, and that then it goes through this whole process of trying to figure out what is right and what is wrong, and whether and who is doing that, I'm not too sure, but hopefully there are some humans behind that process. But definitely, I think, looking at those billions and billions and billions of Instagram accounts, there is an AI component to what they are doing.
Hmm. What have you been hearing from hockey parents who might have accessed the Fort Garry North Hockey Association page for information?
Yeah, that's been really frustrating. We opened registration July 15th, and this all happened July 19th. So the timing hasn't been great. And, the account just went blank. So it was just disabled and non existent. So we definitely sent an email out to our association and added to our website that our, initial account has been taken down. Last week, I actually had to start a new one because it needed to happen, and we have to be able to communicate with our association through social media. It's a quick and easy way to get information out to them. So I think that everyone is very understanding. To go from over 1,000 followers to having to completely
Hmm.
rebuild and get that voice out there and get people to like and share and all of that again.
Some folks might look at a situation like this and say, "Oh, it's just social media, it's just Instagram." But what are your concerns if you aren't able to reaccess your accounts?
Yeah, I mean, I have gone back and forth, and it's like, it is just an Instagram account. No one was hurt, and it wasn't hacked initially. I thought maybe it had been hacked. And then you're like, did someone have all my pictures now and my kids' pictures? And that was really emotional, but that's not the case. So it is emotional to think about, like even my grandparents, who are no longer with us, and there's pictures and videos on there of their voices, and my kids growing up and all of their birthdays, and definitely some weirdness and silliness that happened through COVID and staying home and all of those memories. I it's disheartening to think about that all being gone. And yes, it's just an Instagram, but it's kind of a portfolio of our life. And, I didn't really Instagram for anyone else except for myself on my personal account, and my family. And it's just really something nice to look back at all those memories.
It does act like a photo album for a lot of
Hmm.
families.
Yeah, yeah, and that's definitely how I used it. To definitely post about what was happening and our celebrations and our successes and all of those things. And so it's really it's disheartening to think about that being gone. I'm hopeful that if I kind of persevere and keep looking into this, that I can get it back. But yeah, it's a lot to think about if that
Hmm.
doesn't happen.
If you do get it back, what does it do for your trust in social media? Will you continue to use Instagram in the same capacity?
Yeah, that has definitely changed. I've spoken to my husband about this a few times. It just feels kind of different now. Um, I definitely feel a little bit more cautious about what I'm sharing, and just a little bit, yeah, thinking I guess twice that something like this could happen.
Laura, thank you for sharing your story here with us, and hopefully we'll get an update soon.
Thank you so much. Yes, I hope so too. Thank you.
Laura Thomas is a vice principal at Faraday School and the president of the Fort Garry North Hockey Association. And CBC did reach out to Meta about their rules. They issued a statement saying, quote, "We take action on accounts that violate our policies, and people can appeal if they think we've made a mistake." End quote. They were not asked to comment specifically about Laura's situation.